Is this the easiest video of the lot? Maybe, maybe not. This one is all about, as you saw from the title, Angelo, you shall not pass, Ogbonna. Well, I say you shall not pass. That gives the indication that he's Gandalf stopping the Balrog from coming over the bridge. Where is it? In the Mines of Moria. Of course, you know that. This is vitally important stuff here. But when he says you shall not pass, it's more of you shall not pass unless you go down the left and the right. Because Ogbonna, I feel, has been let down by his fullbacks. Because without them not doing their job very well, basically letting pesky attackers in, then I do think he would be marshalling a very, very comfortable backline. Because he's absolutely brilliant. You don't get to play for Italy and Juventus if you're crap. Otherwise, I would play for them. But when he signs, we often go and check a lot of the other forums, see what other fans are saying. And the general consensus at the time from the Juventus fans was that he was inconsistent. Talented, but inconsistent. Believe it or not, we've not really seen it at West Ham, but there were times at Juventus, and he's even played there for Italy, where he's played at left back. Now, obviously, he's not the sort of marauding left back that overlaps and starts shooting and getting crosses into the box, but a left back nonetheless. And he is left-footed, and this is really key, because I do think having a left-footed and a right-footed centre-back, number one, it gives you balance. Number two, I just think in terms of distribution, it's just more useful if you're using your more comfortable foot to pass. Basically, you will pass it. If you are Ogbonna, you'll pass it to the left back a lot more than you'll pass it across to the right back. So, you know, it's a useful addition to have, and it gives the defence balance. He reads the game well, really, really well. And I've come to realise that he's a lot more vocal than I originally thought. I mean, certainly there's been a number of reports since we've been playing behind closed doors, and you can hear a pin drop in there, literally. There's been a lot more reports. Actually, he's very, very vocal. So we were starting to pick up noises in the stadium that we couldn't hear before. So, sorry, I thought I heard a little noise then. Anyway, so he seems to have some leadership skills, which are really good. If anybody saw the way he was going at the Chelsea goalkeeper when we played against them, he was not adverse to giving a little bit of jip. And that you're not silly enough to look at that and think, oh, that's the only time he's ever given anyone jip. It's clearly something he's done throughout his career. So not the quiet, silent type that I initially thought he was. I do think there was a little bit of inconsistency to his game originally when he came in. I thought Ogbonna, whenever he had a period out of the team, and then he would come back in, I always felt it would take him a little while to acclimatise. But that stopped happening. Now, in the most recent times where he's missed a game or two, he's come back in and he's the best defender again straight away. And I do think that is really a key point here. We are dealing with our best defender. And as the nature of these videos is, what's the future for Angelo Ogbonna? Will David Moyes retain him? Do I think he should be involved next season? Well, yes, and yes. It's really as simple as that. There was somebody on one of the videos, one of the comments, we'd got onto the subject of Ogbonna, and they said we need to look to replace Ogbonna because he's getting older. And I completely disagree. Completely. It's not a case of Ogbonna's getting older. No, he's not. He's getting younger. I don't disagree with that bit. I don't think he's Peter Pan. But I also, let's be fair, he's not old Captain Tom, is he, or anything like that. He is 32, 33, 34 tops. You don't jettison players like that just because their birth certificate changes. Look, if his performances are drop, then fine, you have a look at it. But there's nothing to suggest his performances will drop, and I wouldn't say his game is overly based on pace. I think he has an intelligence of the positions he picks up. I think his interceptions are good, his blocks are good. No, I don't think we can, because I'm pretty damn sure that, particularly at West Ham, whoever we get in won't be as good as Angelo Ogbonna. I've said this many times over the years, that if a transfer were to happen to a big club now, I'd be surprised. And he's already played for a big club only because of his age. But Ogbonna wouldn't look out of place in, let's say, the Man United back four. He wouldn't look out of place there. I don't think he really would at all. There have been times I've looked to Man City and thought, actually, you've got central defenders on the pitch there that ain't as good as Angelo Ogbonna. And I would say almost every Premier League team, Ogbonna would be one of the better defenders. Ogbonna gets into a back two in most teams. I think he's that good. That's how highly I rate him. Do we jettison him because he's whatever in his early to mid-30s? No, not at all. He's still at least got another couple of seasons left in him. They're going to be at West Ham, and to do what? Who are we bringing in? Actually, this guy is the perfect guy to give an education to Issa Diop, who's next to him. Issa Diop is young, really young, right? I mean, was he not captain of Toulouse when he was 19 or something like that? Diop's 22, 23, something like that. There's probably 10 years in it. That's 10 years of vital experience, international experience, Champions League, and of course, playing for the mighty West Ham. For him to impart all his knowledge, and also let's build a partnership. It is one of the most important positions on the pitch, the centre-back position. You don't want to keep chopping and changing. The partnership is important. In fact, we've not done the Diop video yet. We'll discuss that maybe a little bit more in that video. But David Moyes knows the importance of a partnership. But also David Moyes said something quite interesting a few days ago. He said about, I think he was alluding to making West Ham more resilient, tougher to beat, that sort of thing. And he was saying about bringing down the average age of the squad. But there was a little caveat. There was something else in there where he said, almost aside from central defenders, who I do think benefit with age, do improve with age. He was basically suggesting there was a benefit to having an older central defender. Now, a lot of people saw the comments, and what a lot of people read into that was, oh, okay, I think he's paving the way to bring someone like Duffy in. He's paving the way to bring in a central defender. He's saying, okay, look, I'm going to buy a young winger, I'm going to buy young fullbacks, blah, 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 but I'm going to bring in a bit of an oldie in terms of central defence, which, of course, you know, I initially read it like that as well. But, of course, it does have a flip side as well, which is, you can read into it, that he's actually saying, I'm sticking with Angelo Ogbonna. And sometimes, look, if Angelo Ogbonna was 25, after that, what we've just seen, after those performances this season, and particularly since lockdown, but he's been great all season, of course, he'd be off. If Angelo Ogbonna was 25, I have a feeling that Man City wouldn't be buying Nathan Ake for 40 million. They might be looking at someone like Ogbonna. If not them, someone else. You know what I mean? He wouldn't look out of place in a better team. In many respects, we're lucky that he's older, because it stops him being attractive. They like the youngsters. They don't want any of these old codgers. They don't want to bring a player in like that, a lot of these bigger clubs, and that's a benefit to us. So what is actually going in our favour should not be used as reason to jettison him. Brilliant player. We're lucky to have him. I just wonder if he takes another 2 or 3 seasons, he might be one of those players where you actually look back on his career and you realise, crikey, this guy's actually been at West Ham for quite some time. Someone that chalks up quite a lot of experience, a lot of appearances, almost by stealth. And you look back, and I just wonder if maybe in 10 years' time we will look back on social media or on videos or something like that, and we'll look back at Angelo Ogbonna as being one of our better signings over a period that has had a lot of ups and downs, that has been, you know, a little bit rocky, let's say, for West Ham. I think in the choppy waters of the last few years, I think you'll find that Angelo Ogbonna has been one of the most consistent and calm things that have been around the football club. Would I keep him? Of course, I've made that clear. Should David Moyes keep him? Absolutely. And as the final question in the videos always are, should he feature in the first team under David Moyes for West Ham next season? Come on, absolutely, 100%.